From the Apubco Studios at Britain and Broadway, you're listening to a News OK podcast.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to a comics podcast at newsok.com. I'm here with Kyle Roberts, and I'm just back from Comic-Con, so we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, we're just going to talk about a couple comics and leave room for Comic-Con. We're going to talk about Wildcats and Old Man Logan, Wolverine number 67. And let's go ahead and get into Wildcats.
All right, Wildcats. This is a comic that Kyle read as a young lad.
That's right, in the early 90s.
This is Wildcats World's End number 1. Christos Engage is the writer, and I actually have liked some stuff he's done before. He's doing a main story with Neil Googe as the artist, and then Trevor Hairsine, who has done some other work for Marvel. X-Men Deadly Genesis, probably most prominently, is doing the backup story. So some pretty good artists, and who I think of as a pretty good writer.
Yeah, and there's some Wildcats that I haven't seen before in this issue, and it basically just kind of starts with him meeting these bad dudes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, basically, it's called at World's End because it's sort of literally a post-apocalyptic, and that's kind of an interesting theme for this week, post-apocalyptic. It's a post-apocalyptic look at the Wildstorm world. So the Wildcats in the Halo building are some of the few people with like power left on their world, so trying to save the people they can from the evil superhumans. And it's a definite change of pace from where the Wildcats have been. Is it going to be tough to sell the Wildcats? I talked about on the blog a little bit how much the much hyped Grant Morrison, Jim Lee Wildcats people were anticipating that, and then for various reasons it fell through. So maybe this is a way to get their attention back. At least I do like the creative team, so we'll see where it goes.
Yep. And next is Wolverine number 67, Old Man Logan Part 2.
That's right. Yeah, he meets up with Hawkeye. Wolverine in the future is a pacifist, and he meets up with the former Hawkeye, who is now blind. Being an archer, you'd think that'd be an impediment, but he seems to be doing okay. They get into the spider buggy to make a cross-country delivery of a package that is as yet mysterious. It's sort of a lot to take in. Mark Miller is saying just go with it. So it's sort of hard to buy the premise and the fact that, say, Wolverine would be this much of a pacifist and just let these things happen to him, but I assume it's all set up to really pay off down the road.
Yeah, the whole world has gone evil. Mm-hmm. And it showed on that map a couple of images before where they're in Hawkland, they have to travel all the way across the United States, and it's just kind of their journey.
Right. Now, the art is amazing. It's Steve McNiven, being inked by Dexter Vines, and McNiven, of course, the artist of Civil War. This is really great artwork. I think if you're a fan of that sort of classic superhero style of artwork, he's bringing it here, and even though it's sort of a alternate future where you've got a lot more desolate landscapes, it's certainly great artwork to look at, and something that from the art side is very enjoyable. The writing is good, but again, so many liberties are being taken with the characters that knocks off a point or so for me, but maybe it will all come together. So, and
yeah, Wolverine's a pacifist, kind of like how they showed in the first one, but he's still kind of got that rage out, and this one he didn't really do anything, so I was kind of waiting for that moment where he would kind of unleash the beast, but
I think they're going to make us wait for that and wait.
We'll see what it takes.
So, speaking of Wolverine,
let's talk about the new movie.
He's in a new movie coming out in May, Wolverine, X-Men Origins Wolverine, and Hugh Jackman reprises his role as Wolverine. They showed a clip of this at Comic-Con International, and it might have sneaked out on the internet a little bit. So, Kyle, what do you think, man? These are some of your favorite characters.
Yeah, when I was waiting for this trailer, I was waiting for some kind of teaser trailer or something in Iron Man, and then I thought for sure they would show it in Hulk. So when I saw the clip of it, I freaked out a little bit. Yeah. But yeah, Gambit's in it, Deadpool's in it, Blob's in it. It looks like a pretty amazing movie.
Looks cool. Looks pretty violent. The crowd went absolutely nuts at the introduction of Gambit. So I think Wolverine fans, be cautiously optimistic because it does look pretty cool. So from what we've seen so far, another film that people were going crazy about at Comic-Con is Watchmen, the adaptation of the graphic novel by Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons. This was a packed panel. There were people crying. I mean, it was while the footage released wasn't that much more than what's available now in your in the trailers that are available online. People were really crazy about this movie. So it's one of the best graphic novels ever written. I'm not sure exactly. I think you get a really great book. Does it make a better movie? It's hard to say, but there are definitely people who want to see this and who are pumped about this, and they're going out and buying the book in droves.
Sweet. And what else? What else did you see at Comic-Con?
Saw some clips from Frank Miller's The Spirit. Miller is the writer of Sin City and was the co-director of that movie. It's going to be an interesting visual look, although is it all going to hold together? Hard to say at this point. Also, some exciting news from the Superman creative teams. There's going to be a new Krypton crossover, pulling in Action Comics Superman and Supergirl, in which 10,000 Kryptonians come to Earth. Also, Jeff Johns was announced as the writer of Flash Rebirth with Ethan Van Sciver, who they were the team behind Green Lantern Rebirth. So we're going to see if they can bring the Flash up to speed.
What about video game wise?
We took an early look at the DC online game, and that looks very cool. You sort of play in an online world. You create a character and then fight alongside Superman, Batman, and the like. There's also a trailer out for Ultimate Alliance 2 called Ultimate Alliance Fusion. So
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, there's also another game is DC versus Mortal Kombat, where you can play with DC characters versus Mortal Kombat characters. So a lot going on in the superhero games as well.
Sweet. Out of these two, what's your pick?
I'll probably go with Old Man Logan, although one I like that we didn't talk about this week because we couldn't find an online preview was JSA Annual #1. So I enjoyed that one a lot too. That's worth taking a look. But yeah, we'll say Wolverine because the art is just amazing.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'm still waiting for that Berserker and the beast to get out of the cage, but we'll see what happens.
All right. For Kyle Roberts, I am Matt Price. Thanks for downloading us.